Hello, welcome to the next video in our video series, Doing Your First Data Science Project tutorial blog featuring the Titanic Kaggle dataset. In this video, we're going to be discussing model training and evaluation and model selection. We were able to combine these elements into this video and into this section in large part to the awesomeness that is yellowbrick. So yellowbrick is a visualizer similar to Matplotlib and others, but what separates it apart is its link to scikit-learn, which you can go to the website and read all about it there. But basically, it has the machine learning component, and that is what really sets it apart. And just increases the value to it, and that's what it makes it great. What makes it great for this exercise that we're going to undertake. So let's do it. So we're going to begin by creating the data for the model training and evaluation. So we're going to set up the data, and then we're going to split it into the training and evaluation data sets. We use the training data set to train the model and validation to evaluate how it performed. And then there is a link here where you can read about it. Suggest you do that if you're interested in learning more. But if you want to just jump in and do it, you can copy these code blocks, which will set up the data set using the features model. And then, so that's the data model. And then, or think about the X, and then the Y, as you know, the Y is the target. So target, again, is survival. So that is what the second code block does. There's the output right there, survive, not survive. And then from there, we are going to split the data, which is all together. The X and Y, split it into X train, the training data set, and then Y train, the Y training data set, and then the X and Y validation. So that's what this code block does right here. We also printed some statements so that you could see like number survived, and it just gives you some statistics here. Now we're moving into the fun part, which is the model training and evaluation visualization using yellowbrick. So because again we're trying to classify, did the passenger survive or not, right? So what we're trying to get the model to do is to put it in one of those two categories. Put like a sample random passenger into one of those two categories correctly, because we know the answer, because we know who lived and died, but we're trying to train and evaluate, try to find the best, most predictive model for this. And so because that's what we're trying to do, there are different ways we can go, but we're going to use logistic regression, and we have some data sets. And then from here, we're going to use yellowbrick. So yellowbrick has a confusion matrix, and also can do the precision recall F1 score using heat mapping, which is really awesome. And then finally, we're going to look at a ROCAUC curve. And we have some articles if you want to read about that. So the first code block is going to execute the confusion matrix. Run the code block. This is a yellowbrick. This is yellowbrick, and run it. And when you run it, what's cool is that you can see these numbers in the matrix. So this is the analysis. This is the machine learning inside of the matrix and itself, and that is really neat. And then again, you have the true class, so you have the target on the Y, the not survived, survived, and then predicted. So you have what so you have the prediction, and then you're trying to see how it matched up. So and then as far as results go, so we had a model, and if you just use, if you just took random guessing, our model performed better. So seems like it's working pretty well so far. All right, so let's keep it going. So now we're going to do the heat map, which is a classification report. So this is going to do precision, recall, and F1 score. And again, not going to get into it, but there is a link above that you can click, and we encourage you to do that. But when you run this code block, what you get is a heat map, and on here, it's like from 0 to 1. So the higher you go, the darker the color, like this box, the stronger performing stronger performing in that area. So what you have is the target, again on the Y, as always. And then you're looking at, the precision, recall, and F1 score of the model for the logistic regression model. And you can see that, it did pretty well. So the higher the score, it's pretty simple. The higher the score, the better. And we can see that, particularly in the recall area, that it did well. And then finally, we're going to wrap this up by talking about the ROCAUC curve and AUC curve. So when you run this code block, again, this is another yellowbrick visualizer. It runs, and it's so this is the result. So this dotted line is like guessing, so just random guessing. So what you want is that for these lines right here to be above. And so this is broken down again by the target, always by the target. So survived or not survived. And we also have some average information on the right. This is the false positive and true positive. So again, remember, we know who lived and died. So what we're trying to do is to see how predictive this model can be. So, and so that is this section. It actually went pretty quick, don't you think? Also, one important thing I wanted to cover before we wrap up is the the fact that you build the model. We built the model above, and then we're inserting it. Let me show you a good example. Okay, like ROCAUC, for example. You see, it says model, so we'll put the model in, and then it just fires. So it's just a few lines of code, and you can get results. So we're going to, in the next video, we're going to wrap this whole thing up by drawing a conclusion. But again, thank you for watching. Be sure to leave any comments or questions in the box below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.